Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking about Cardi B. Now, what happened while Cardi B was on live, Yee?
Well, she was listening to WAP, and then her daughter, Kulture, walked in the room, and she switched it off right quick because it's not appropriate for a child to be listening to. But now people are going in on her, saying that she makes music for everybody else's daughter, but she won't let her daughter listen to it. And Cardi said she doesn't make music for kids; she makes music for adults. Parents are responsible for what their children listen to or see.
And I agree with her.
Yeah.
I agree with her wholeheartedly. She makes music for adults, just like actors make rated R movies for adults and not meant for kids. Now, if your child watches it, that is on you. You should be controlling what your kid watches, what your kid sees. Like I control what my kids watch, what my kids see. I see what they watch on their iPad. I see what they watch on their TV. I also hear the music that they listen to. I mean, my kids listen to Kids Bop, and there are some songs that they listen to, but I'm able to protect what they're listening to. You know what I mean? If not, they're with me all the time, or they're with my wife. So we can monitor that. She's right.
I mean, listen, I tend to agree with Cardi, but I can see both sides. I understand what people are saying when they say you can create the music and you don't want your child to listen to it, but other people's kids can listen to it. I can understand what people may think is some hypocrisy there, but the reality is there is a parental advisory sticker on music for a reason. Okay,
Correct.
It's not like Cardi is making WAP and saying this is for kids. No, she's making WAP and saying this is for adults. And just because kids listen to this music doesn't mean they are supposed to. So if your daughter is listening to WAP or your son is listening to WAP, I don't think that's Cardi's fault.
Now let me stretch it a
There's a
little bit.
parental advisory sticker on this music for a reason.
What about radio playing it? Because radio plays for
It's a radio
all
version.
audiences. But the radio version is still kind of,
The radio version sucks. I mean, come on. Like,
know.
because by the way, most people already heard the regular version before they heard the radio version. And by radio playing the regular version, that will make kids go search
Google
search for the song online. And boy, will they be pleasantly surprised, especially if you're a little boy and you go to that video.
And I would be so disappointed if all we had to listen to was music that kids could listen to also. If that was all we had, that would be terrible. And I grew up listening to dance hall, and there is nothing more sexual than listening to some dance hall music.
By the way, though, there is no such thing as kids rap. Kids rap is corny. Like nobody, there's never been kids rap, so to speak. Rap is this
Bow Wow,
rap, and it's always been.
Romeo. They did kids rap, right?
By the way, once again, did you vibe to that? That was for like little young kids, but most of those kids still like the hardcore gangster stuff. You know what I mean? They just do. That's why hip hop is targeted to the youth. That's why the youth are at the concerts. Does hip hop even have an age limit? You don't have to be a certain age to buy music, a certain age to show up at a certain concert, do you? No.
Well, you gotta be a certain
Depends.
age to buy
There's
a
the
record
things
if
that
there's
are
a sticker on
18
it.
and over. There's some
Yes,
things
yeah.
that are 21 and over.
What
You can't
are
buy
those
from-
things? What are
Yeah,
those
certain
things?
concerts you can't get in unless you're 18.
Or with a parent,
concert?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I've been to
Which one?
plenty of them. I remember I went to go see Mac Miller, and you couldn't get in there if you weren't 18. You have to show ID and everything.
Was it at a club?
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to a
that's probably
concert as a
why.
child. My dad had to take me because I had to be over a certain. You had to be over a certain age.
What concert was it?
That was Run DMC.
Really?
Yeah, Run DMC at
Was
the
it at a
Garden.
club? Or
It was at the Garden,
Okay.
Madison Square Garden.
But I think if you're old enough to go out by yourself, like obviously her 2-year-old daughter's not going to the club to a concert. You know what I'm saying? If you're old enough to go to a club by yourself, then there's a lot of things you're doing. You probably have a phone. You could look at whatever you want to look at, listen to whatever you want to listen to if you're a certain age.
Well, let's
If
go
you're
to the
old enough
phone
get into a
lines.
club. You're probably 18, so.
Yeah. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Christine from Lindenhurst. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Tootsie. Now, what are your thoughts?
I give a lot of credit to Cardi B. She's a performer. If she doesn't want this is her job. If she doesn't want her 2-year-old listening to that, then that's up to her. Their parents, they have to make their choices for their children. I grew up with my parents listening to Two Live Crew, and when I finally
Right.
understood what it was about, I was like, oh God, why didn't they turn the channel when that was on?
First of
I
all-
agree
first
with
of
you.
all,
My parents let me
you-
listen to anything.
First of
And
all,
that's
you got it.
with me too. I have 4 kids. I don't have limits with what they listen to. As long as they respect themselves and make wise choices while they're listening to it.
If it wasn't for Uncle Luke, you wouldn't be here probably. Okay. Who you think?
A little
Who you
older
think?
than
Talk,
that.
who you? You'd be shocked when you find out your mama can pop that on a handstand.
Oh my God! When I finally
truth.
realized what it was about, I was like, "Are you guys kidding me? This was the
And now look at you. You probably doing what your mama was doing to Lou.
What was that?
Nothing. Thank you for calling, mama. 800-585-1051. We're talking Cardi B. Well, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
Good morning. This is Bad to the Bone.
Okay.
Bad to the bone. How many kids you got, Bad to the bone? How many kids you got?
Instagram name, guys. I have two daughters. I have a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old. Yes.
Okay.
And I understand completely on what the guy was saying about what you let your kids listen to. So I'm all about that. I try to not let them listen to nothing. I like the adult music because I'm very sexual. I like Keith Sweat. You know, all the love.
Hey,
I'm with that.
Let's go, baby.
You know,
Jodeci.
So I block,
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jodeci, all that. So I block out all the music I don't let my daughters listen to. Now, my 5-year-old come in the kitchen. I'm cooking. She's like, Mommy, get a bucket and a mop. That's a WAP. And she's doing the TikTok dance. And I'm like, where did you learn that from? Because I never let her listen to Cardi B. So she's like, Mommy, TikTok. And I'm like, okay, well, TikTok blocks certain things, you know, for our kids not to listen to. But that's going in with me not even knowing my daughter knew that song or even shared it with her. She knew it from TikTok, a dance.
What happens when your 90s playlist comes on and Lil' Kim says, I used to be scared of it. Now I throw lips to the shit. Handle it like a real bitch. Huh?
Okay,
you turn that off in front of your daughter?
No, you have to turn that off. Like it shouldn't be playing with your kids around.
But your daughter probably really thought that song was about cleaning. She probably really was like, let me get a mop and clean up. She don't know what they're talking about.
Right. The kids don't know when she gets older, she'll understand like, oh, wow, that's what Mommy was talking about in that WAP song. So Cardi B will have to explain all that to her daughter because when her daughter get older, her daughter's going to be able to research her mama. You see what I'm saying? Knew her mama come from the strip pole.
I respect your opinion, but I would not let you hold Cardi B to a different standard than you held Lil' Kim or Trina. You know damn well you was exactly. Y'all got to stop this. The hypocrisy is disgusting. Like, listen, and I love all them sisters. All them sisters was freaky and wild. We used to have the hardcore poster in my man Jarrell's house, God bless the dead, just sitting on the wall for inspiration. You remember that hardcore poster?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
that was my album. That's a classic. By the way, that's a classic. That's a classic album.
I never listened to that I never listened to that Lil' Kim song until I got older, and then I played it. Like I would always hear it.
How old are you?
You're a liar. You're a liar.
How old are you, Mama? How old?
I'm 34.
Oh yeah, maybe she's right. Yeah, she's right. Yeah, she's 34. She sound a little older, but yeah, maybe she did.
Music is not like music. Where's the damn love music at? Nobody loves nobody now.
You know what's so funny? On vacation, we got into a big argument about that because my homegirl Debbie, salute to Debbie Brown, she was saying that all 90s R&B is a lie. Because
what you mean?
Was singing all of that lovemaking stuff and what they want to do to people and all of this romantic stuff and wasn't nobody following through with it.
All right.
I think so.
There's a variety of things.
There's a variety of things I feel. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right, what's the moral of the story, guys?
Get a mop.
Oh, Lord. I don't think there's a moral to the story, man. The only thing I would tell people is there's a parental advisory sticker on music for a reason. And if it's one thing we know we can't hide from kids, it's music. And I think it's just whack to act like, you know, Cardi B is the worst thing that ever happened to music and her messaging is so bad. Like, no, it's a long line of men and women who have way more explicit songs than WAP.
I agree.
Knock it off.
Now, I could see how somebody who doesn't have WAP could be offended.
Okay. Now we got rumors on the way in.
Yes, and Master P is talking about buying a Reebok. And what do you think is the first thing he thinks needs to happen to rebrand? We'll tell you who he wants to make sure is on board.
All right, we'll get into that next. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.